text from Kenya to you?
Yes.
Dogging me out, trying to take me out while Kenya and I have been friends? I don't believe that. I just don't believe that.
Show that text.
I'll send it to you, Andy, but I'll ask you not to publish it because I don't want to do Kenya like that.
What are we talking about? I'm going to text you, someone who's not my friend, about my friend.
Send me the screenshot.
Fake friend.
Wow.
Send me the screenshot.
I need another drink for this tea.
Cynthia. She ain't your friend.
Send it to all of us. Since you want to talk about, I'm talking about being a friend.
All right.
You're a horrible friend with your fake receipts, but you look cute.
Portia, send the screenshot of that text message to Cynthia and I.
No problem.
Oh, you got receipts about my friendship. No problem, cutie pie. Hashtag checkmate. Y'all, hashtag Rohab reunion was lit. And these girls read for filth. May 10th, can't come fast enough. Oh, and I'm back on Twitter, so I'll be live tweeting. Yay. So this is from Portia's Instagram account, guys. So basically, Portia is at this point implying that she went ahead and brought out these, alleged text messages. We're waiting to see because I'm filming and posting this prior to the actual reunion airing of supposedly or allegedly Kenya dogging out Cynthia to her. And she's going to show this as proof, apparently, at the reunion of Kenya being a bad friend to Cynthia. Okay. So this is what she's saying. And she's saying that she's doing this in defense of Candy and Kenya laughing and joking about Portia and Nene making up, okay? So you can see she's on her page right now, just swiping all on left. She actually told us to swipe of Candy and Kenya joking, during the after show about Portia being like, "Oh, it was so hard without you, my ever so bad," all that stuff,
Like and the Academy Award goes to.
We got receipts, girl. What are you doing over there? We'll never show those receipts.
No, never. But it's just like.
But there are receipts.
Like. You was the main one who didn't want nobody to make up with her.
Exactly.
Like, what are you talking about? And you like, what?
Exactly. What show are we watching?
Huh?
The stuff that everybody was making jokes out of. But basically, she's saying that this was her response to that. My whole thing is this. Why would that warrant this? Like, why would you be so upset about them questioning your friendship with Nene when they had every right to? It was confusing. You last year just said that door was sealed shut. You were never going to talk to her again. You put out a cease and desist.
She now has sent you a cease and desist saying, basically, you're not allowed to post any of her private text messages that she sends you.
But she posted mine, and then recently she did a comedy show, and she spoke about me on stage again, even after the cease and desist.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know.
So your response to the cease and desist was what?
I sent her one back.
You did?
Yeah.
You didn't go to a lot of her events. You were cracking up laughing when Marlo's event got crashed. You were on the floor, like I said in my last video. They had every reason to be kind of confused by y'all suddenly making up. And I already told you guys what I felt like were the reasons they made up. One, okay, because Portia has been getting cheated on left and right by Dennis, and she needed somebody to make her feel good about it, someone to downplay it. And she already had Tanya doing it, but to have an OG, have Cynthia, to have Nene, to have her quote unquote big sis, basically put a band-aid over that wound for her because, Dennis ain't gonna do it. Like, she needed that validation to tell her that what she was doing was okay, because everybody else in her inner circle, as we saw in the Secrets Secrets Revealed episode of Housewives, her friend, her best friend Shamia, her sister, they're both looking at her dumbfounded, as they should be. Everyone else is confused by her and Dennis, as they should be. So she needed someone to pretty much say, "Oh, a man can cheat on you and still love you." He can't. And I already told y'all that. If you don't believe it, go back, listen to my last video on this. It ain't gonna happen, especially not cheating on you while you're pregnant. That's just crazy. So it's beyond me. It ain't my problem. It ain't my life, thank God. But I'm just telling y'all, that don't make sense. So she really is using that as the ammunition for her to come back and try to say now that Kenya's a bad friend to Cynthia. Okay, we will see what these so-called text messages say. However, at this point, until I see what she has to say, I'm inclined to believe, along with other fans, okay, that Portia's probably lying. If she's not lying, she's extremely exaggerating right now at this point, okay? And I have a theory, okay? I have a theory as to what she might be implying or what may have happened. I believe that episode we saw when Kenya snapped on Cynthia at the Bailey queue, okay? And she was like, why are you interjecting with me, blah, 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 blah. And we also, earlier in that episode, saw Kenya get an attitude with Cynthia on the phone. However, what we did not see was what caused the argument in the first place, or what caused her to actually have an argument with Cynthia, or caused her to be agitated with Cynthia, which was Cynthia told Kenya that she could not bring her baby to her house, but then turned around and let PORSHA bring PJ. So then Cynthia had to go back and call Kenya and tell her, okay, fine, you can bring your baby. But, being that they are friends, they're the ones that are actually friends, Kenya had an attitude about it. She's like, no, don't worry about it. I already got somebody to watch my baby. Don't worry about it. This is actually normal banter that girlfriends do anyway. Girlfriends get irritated with each other, and it's like, well, why are you letting her do something and not me? I'm the one that's closer to you. This is actually normal. I'm not saying that it should happen, but at the same time, it's understandable why it would have happened. However, Bravo did not show that part. They cut it, as they do with all of the scenes that have to do with Kenya, and we always end up having to find out what actually happened, the full story, after the facts, when they wanted to display a different story to us to begin with, which is just unfathomable to me. I don't understand why they do this. I don't know if they hate her. I don't know if she somebody's man, what happened, but it is beyond me, okay? Now, theory number 2, and I'm really hoping this one is not it, is that maybe Kenya really did do this. And, I'm a fan. I'm not a stan. Like I said, if she did something wrong, I'm going to call her out on it. My next theory, which I'm really hoping she wouldn't do, though, because I tend to be a very good judge of character for the most part. I'm hoping she didn't vent to PORSHA in regards to Cynthia as far as her being engaged, okay? As far as, because we already know Kenya told her to her face that she was acting thirsty. Because she was, she was being extremely thirsty. She needed to #chill. She was out here shopping for wedding dresses and had not been engaged yet. So she was doing the most. So Kenya actually told her that. Now, I would hope she never said anything to PORSHA about it. I don't see Kenya doing that, though, honestly. Like I said, I'm a pretty good judge of character, and Kenya's a lot smarter than PORSHA. I just don't see her venting to someone who's like a bubble. Like... I don't see her venting to someone who would probably write their checks in crayon. I just don't see her doing it. But if she did, that would be crazy, and I would be definitely disappointed in her. So I'm just going to tell y'all that too, okay? Now, since we do not know what happened yet, I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys what some fans are thinking right now. PORSHA, stop trying to come for Kenya because you became friends with Nene again. So what? You back friends with someone who talked about you like a dog while you was pregnant? Well... okay. Let's just all admit that Kenya's Summer Moore was the main storyline for Nene this season. It will be guaranteed a storyline for PORSHA next season. That's why they can't stop talking about her. PORSHA, worry about your dog. Your fiance. Look, quiet as it's kept, she might need to be checking on both of them. If she leaving her dog with Dennis, check on that dog, PORSHA. I'm worried. I'm concerned about that dog. PORSHA is lying as usual. She's been trying to comfort Kenya since her and Nene fake friendship started up again. Why she didn't just let it out? Why does she care if it's gonna tarnish Kenya and Cynthia's friendship? She's lying. PORSHA and Kenya got over that hurdle and could be cordial. But I was so disappointed how PORSHA went in on Kenya with Nene. Can't stand that hypocrisy. #RHOA. #Roja Reunion. Cynthia, shut the hell up.
Sorry.
Now, this is somebody responding to Cynthia under the post basically saying, Cynthia, why do you always take up for Kenya, blah, 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 blah. So they're like, Cynthia, shut the hell up. Nothing can do. You never believe it. They shady. They're calling her Ken. So someone else came back to that person and said, PORSHA has lied on plenty of people to Cynthia. And this is actually factual, okay? So we're going to believe PORSHA, someone who lied about rape allegations and her saying Candy was a lesbian in the closet, that Kenya was dogging Cynthia out to her. Y'all are the densest bunch. If it was true, why didn't PORSHA send all the screenshot? #Roja Reunion. And then obviously the last and final reason why I would not be inclined to believe this without seeing it for sure is the fact that PORSHA has a colored history of being a liar, okay? So that last tweet that I read that said, she's already lied to Cynthia before, That's why. So it's like kind of like, so what? Why would we believe you over Kenya when Porsha has already lied to Cynthia before? Porsha sat there and slandered Peter Thomas. She made it seem like Peter Thomas was screwing all these different chicks that were like under the age of 19 or whatever she was saying in season 7. She'd sit there and then she sat there in season 8. And when he addressed her about it, she had nothing to say. She's laughing. She thinks it's a joke. But she could have ruined this man's life. She could have ruined this couple. She probably had a part in ending their marriage, honestly. Let's just be real. I'm sure they had other stress they were going through, but don't think that those allegations from Porsha being made on a public platform did not take a toll on that marriage as well, okay? And then sat there and pretty much admitted, yeah, well, when you go there with me, I'm going to go there with you. So even if it's not true, I'm going to say it because that's what I'm going to do. And you see how karma works? I don't even want to say karma. Y'all see how God works? Because a season after that is when everything happened with her and Phaedra. And everything happened with her and Candy. And when we finally saw the downfall of Phaedra. So it's just miss me with this whole Porsha is such a ride or die friend. And me with all this, Porsha is a ride or die friend. So you should try to stick with her versus going with other people and being friends with other people. Porsha is not a ride or die for anybody but Porsha. Period. She's shown a history of being selfish. She is disingenuous. She's the second worst person on the show, if not the worst, honestly. Because as far as I'm concerned, Nene's on her way out the door. So it's really just kind of coming down to her. So you guys can laugh it up all you want to, that she can keep on being goofy, whatever. But at the end of the day, that's just what it is. Now, obviously, like I said before, the episode has not aired yet. I don't know what's going to happen, but I will update you guys once it does. Have a great one.
Keep pushing that button, I'm going to have to hit you with that.
So you go and tell a blatant lie.
Or a casualty of war between myself and
I was a casualty of war.
Absolutely.